And welcome back to today's Retirees with Certified Financial Planner Wayne Maslyk of Great Lakes Benefits and Wealth Management. I hope that you have weathered so far this COVID virus epidemic, pandemic. Just from a personal, your family, everybody went through it okay?
Yeah. I don't think I know one person that knew they had it. I mean,
Sure.
I think a lot of people probably got it,
Right.
but were never tested or just got through it, and
Sure.
we'll never know till they get the antibody testing done on multiple people's.
Absolutely.
We'll
I know
see.
a local person in the Sandusky area whose ex-wife dealt with, a week or so of it. But that brings us to this next question. What are you going to do? You've weathered this storm fairly well, hopefully.
I think most folks have.
But what happens through the future? What are you going to do? Are you going to live in fear? How is your investments? Where are we going?
And it's very important. So what I would like to warn folks about is it's kind of a slow fade out of this pandemic crisis, chaotic thing. It's already with all the riots and everything. You haven't heard barely anything about the virus. So
Right.
I think it's going to slowly fade away, potentially until next winter if they don't come up with a vaccine.
Mm-hmm.
So people have to kind of stop and take note to discuss, write down what changes they should be making or what they thought they should be doing when we were going through all this.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's more cash on hand, more money in the bank, a plan to maybe even get out of town the next time, like a lot of New Yorkers fled,
Sure.
right? They saw the writing on the wall, and worked from Florida or any other states and just got out. So you have to have a plan of action for the next time this happens. And also back to the normal stuff, you're investing, your financial plan, you got to tweak that accordingly. Like we talked earlier, maybe people will be traveling less. They're not going to maybe go to Italy, anymore, or
Sure.
Sweden, or wherever they were planning on it. So what are the new plans? Where are we going to go? Are we going to travel? Are we going to stay home in the States? Or, a lot of people plan for this and then plan years out.
Sure.
So now that they may be canceling their trips, what are we doing? Were you too aggressive in the market? Did you have too much money in the market? And then once things get better and the market goes up again, or like it is now, they'll tend to, people have short memories.
Yes, they do.
and then if they don't tweak or change things, they're going to go through this whole thing again when the next crisis comes up.
Right.
So you have to take note of how you were feeling and the thoughts you had as to what changes you were thinking about making, and keep them written down, or discuss them with your spouse or your advisor, your financial planner, and you got to then implement the changes.
Sure.
So when the next thing does come around, you're better prepared for it, not only financially but mentally.
Sure.
There's not so much fear.
One of the things that jumps in my mind as you're talking about that, and you've talked about this in years past, is your legal, your powers of attorney, your medical directives, all of those things. This isn't like you're diagnosed with, let's just use the word cancer, and typically, it's a process. This struck suddenly, and people got sick really fast, and they were
Right.
incapacitated.
Yeah, and I would be more focusing on as far as financial planning and retirement planning and that operational things. If you got sick, you got sick.
Right.
If it happens again, you're sick, so you really don't care about anything else at that point other than getting better. But with people being quarantined at home and their business being disrupted and their financial bills and everything being just going to the bank or whatever. I think it's a good idea for people to have fax machines at home, fax machine, printer, scanner, at home where you can receive documents, sign them, send them back. You know, you don't have to worry about going to the mailbox. Don't have to worry about going to the bank. You know,
Sure.
you can do all your online stuff, even do business transactions. During tax time, you know, we do taxes for our clients, discounted $90, right? It's a great deal. Our clients love it. But we couldn't meet, you know, 80% of the people. So, you know, you don't want to know what my FedEx bill was, right? You know, FedEx bill, we're overnighting documents to them, you know, with an envelope to send back.
Sure.
So we didn't meet with anyone or interact. But a lot of that could have been less hassle if folks had fax machines, scanners, printers. They're just for $100. I mean, you know, and you can run a lot of your daily household business through one of those if we're ever quarantined again or whatever. So
That's
it's
a
very handy.
Very good idea.
And so many people don't have it. It's crazy. You can send them an email, but they can't print it out and sign the form and send it back. Right? So folks should really consider, you know, having some type of machine like that in their home.
Sure, that makes, or in their camper,
or in their camper, right?
Right.
Right. You know, I peeled away to Florida a bit when things were shut down here. You know, if I'm going to be quarantined, I'd rather be where it's 80, right? And the sun's out.
Right. Well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, friends, I hope that we have helped you on the program today. As you go through this, and you know, as the world gets back to normal, you know, the things that Wayne has talked about, and things that he's helped his clients put together, so that they're not living in fear of, you know, their financial straits and things like that. A financial plan to put together for your family that makes sense for your family. May not make sense for me, but it'll work great for you. That's what Wayne does. He puts that all together, he and his staff, and then he helps you implement it as you go through those wonderful retirement years.
Absolutely.
And that's why you need to pick up the phone and make that call. Call his office at 866-626-3990, 866-626-3990, or go to that website, todaysretirees.com. We'll see you next time.